Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on the 2007 movie classic Camaro version of Bumblebee. Now, this is the vehicle mode that Bumblebee had for most of the first movie until he got his concept Camaro vehicle mode at the end of the movie, and pretty much the rest of the movies, or at least I'm pretty sure that's how that worked out. But yeah, for the majority of the first movie, this is what he transformed into. And I like how this vehicle mode looks. I mean, it's pretty sleek looking. And if I were to get the concept Camaro 2007 movie Bumblebee figure, I'd probably get the Cliff Jumper recolor instead, because, well, I just like Cliff Jumper, and there was no Cliff Jumper recolor of this figure, so, and, well, yeah. So, if I ever do get the 2007 movie deluxe Cliff Jumper figure in the future, hopefully, I will review him, but who knows if I'll get that figure soon. Hopefully. But let's have a 360 of the figure. Here we can see that the windshield is unfortunately not a clear plastic. Instead it's like some sparkly blue. I guess well, this is the reason why it's not a clear plastic. Yeah, it's a lot of undercarriage junk there. But we'll get into that. I cannot speak today. We'll get into that in a little bit. But that's why it's not clear plastic. So I can sort of understand that now. Here we can see these little weird bird marks on some random spots. I don't know why. I mean, I get it feels like a special edition version of the figure, but from what I can tell, this is just a standard retail version of the figure. This is not a special edition. So that's weird. The back was the tail lights. If you'll focus, my phone's being an asshole. Yeah. Anyway, the other side, got the little windows here. Or well, got the windows, the side view mirrors. Got some cool racing stripes here. I got the front bit of the car, and the underneath, which I showed a few minutes ago. This is pretty much just the entirety of the robot mode, because look, we've got the head, we've got the arms, we've got the chest, we've got the waist section. This is pretty much most of the robot mode, so this is one of those Transformers where you can see how it transforms by just looking at the underneath section. So, yeah, that's a complaint. So, to lighten the mood, let's do a comparison. Here he is, with Classics Bumblebee. Now, keep in mind, this guy came out a year before this guy. And, of course, Classics Bumblebee is supposed to be G1 Bumblebee. So, we can see that this is a smaller car. This is obviously supposed to be, it's not a Volkswagen, but it's still meant to be like a small car. Whereas this is meant to be a Camaro. The racing stripes are white on this guy. Whereas in this figure, they're black. The back of this figure is white, whereas in this figure it's still yellow. This guy's got a towing hook, because he actually has an accessory. Well, this guy normally does, but I don't have the accessories. And this guy doesn't have a visible head showing. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the comparison. So let's get on to the transformation, eh? Now, as I said, you pretty much know how this guy transforms if you look at the underneath. But before I do, you see that there? My figure's actually broken, and that's my fault. You see, this guy normally starts by folding this bit down, but I did that bit last, not realizing. So there's a bit of Awesomorph that's sadly broken, but that's just a bit of stupidity, and this is the reason why whenever I get a new Transformers figure, I decide to read the instructions online first. I've done it ever since I've gotten a figure after this guy, so that's a lesson I've learned. If you get a new figure, read the instructions first, even if you have to look them up. But to transform this guy, take the front of the vehicle and fold it down. This is where we get a bit of Awesomorph. Oh, I'm holding onto this bit by accident, but you see, we get a bit of Awesomorph. I was holding onto this bit by accident. Untap the arms and fold them up to make them T-pose, so not even into the articulation section yet, and we know he can T-pose. Open not the doors up, but the windows, and lift this section up, as you can see. Split the figure's legs, and the next bit of Awesomorph is, if I just get the foot out, if I move the foot down, it moves this bit down as well, which is really cool. So if I just do the same on this foot, oh, there we go. Unfortunately, this gives them some pretty big, this gives them some really big feet. Okay, just orientate his arms. Then move his head. And here we have Bumblebee in his robot mode. And excuse me as I get this guy transformed for his comparison. Okay, I've got the other guy transformed. We'll see him in the comparison in a few minutes. But for now, let's have a look at this figure. Well, it's definitely unique. I mean, if we have a 360, well, we can see that, well, it's a bit hollow in the back with this bit, or at least it's a bit undetailed, but that's just my opinion. Having a look at the head, it's definitely movie Bumblebee's head. Everyone should know what this guy's head looks like. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the battle mask though. One cool thing is the wheels actually form his shoulders. I actually do really like that. Okay, normally this guy has some missile launchers that would go on his shoulders, but I don't have those, sadly. Okay, before I get on with the comparison, let's have a look at the articulation. The head's on a ball joint, I'm pretty sure. Well, it can at least turn from side to side. And if you want, he can look down. The arms, as I said, he can T-pose, as I said during the transformation. course, they can move up and down. His elbows are on a ball joint. Pretty tight one, though. His wrists can rotate. Waist, nothing at the waist. Legs can move up, can move back. Can do the splits. Knees, of course he has knees. And he does have a bit of foot articulation and a bit of transformation. So yeah, a little bit posable. Although, sadly this bit can't lift up, so he can't lubricate people, sadly, if you remember that scene in the movie. Why did I do that joke? Okay, changing the subject. Comparison with Classics Bumblebee. Well, we can see that the movie version's definitely bigger, or at least he's a bit taller. But we can see that the way that they transform is different. The movie character, the front of the car forms the chest, whereas with Classics, the front of the car forms the legs. The windshield forms the chest with this guy, and then this guy forms a backpack. The front wheels just form a roller skates of this guy, and they form the shoulders in this guy. The back wheels form kibble, I guess, on this guy. Well, they're not kibble. They do look cool, but they just form these little wheels here. They're not roller skates. I look with this guy because you see here, if I push this guy along, the wheels can still move, but such is not the case with this guy, so they're not really roller skates. But the back wheels, with this guy, they just go inside the shoulders, but with this guy, they're just here. But yeah. And for attack modes, with this guy, it will be the missile launches on the shoulders, if I can talk. And with the Classics guy, it's this jet ski thing, if I can just do that off camera. I do have a review on Classics Bumblebee if you really want to see this. I can never remember how this goes. Oh, yeah, there we go. Just to have it turned around correctly. So yeah, Classics Bumblebee has this. So he can have a little jetpack, I guess. Okay, so that's that. So that's pretty much my review on this guy. Complaints? Well, he can be a bit fragile, because remember, I did break something while transforming him for the first time. So that's definitely a complaint. Another complaint is, if you don't have his legs in the right way, he could be a bit unstable. For example, right now I have his legs pretty much standing forward, and he's pretty much standing fine right now. But if you don't have his legs completely stable, he could be a bit wobbly. So that's a bit of a complaint. My last complaint is the Autobot symbol his head can be a bit too easy to knock up and down, so that's a bit annoying. But well, do I recommend this guy? Well, if you like collecting the 2007 movie figures, then, well, yeah, of course you have to have Bumblebee. I mean, this guy's the most famous movie character there is, aside from Prime and possibly Megatron. But if you just want one movie Bumblebee figure, maybe go for one of the concept Camaro Bumblebee figures, or at least one of the Studio Series Bumblebee figures. Because this guy is cool, but keep in mind, he does have those big clown shoes, so, and the complaints that I've just listed, so he might not be for everyone. But well, this has been my review on classic Camaro Bumblebee, and this is Charlie Young signing off.